One of the issues right now being talked about up at the State House is healthcare. As a healthcare professional, what do you see as the needs of the people to move forward with healthcare for everybody?
My goal as the state representative is to make sure that we talk about the issues of healthcare cost containment. More than 97% of the people in Massachusetts are now insured. What has to happen now is we have to be able to pay for those services. When we're talking about healthcare cost containment, we need to talk about the issues of quality of care and access. Now, access is just not that you have insurance. Access is that you have insurance, that you have a primary care doctor, that you can get into a hospital when you need to, that you can stay there as long as you have to, and that you come home to a network of supports. Quality care is that while you are receiving care, inpatient or outpatient, you're receiving the appropriate care according to best practices. To be able to do that while you're containing costs, what we need to be able to say is that the providers need to be able to direct the most amount of money to direct care. That compels them to look for efficiencies in their own system. The waste in the healthcare system, I do not believe is at the bedside. I believe is in the bureaucracy and the administration and the redundancy of paperwork that happens. So we would have to call on those providers to increase their efficiency and to maximize their dollars that are going to direct healthcare. The other issue that's very important to me related to healthcare costs is the community hospitals. We have lost approximately one community hospital a year for the last 20 years. We cannot afford to lose any more. The way the current system is set up, the community hospitals are being starved for funds, and we have to, as a state legislature, I will make sure that we find the balance there. We have an incredible asset in our community, having Beth Israel Deaconess Needham here. And it's an asset for the people of Needham and Dover and Medfield, but it receives community hospital rates for the services it provides, and we need to be able to make sure that we can give them the kind of support they need so they can continue the services that we need.
There are two other Democrats running for this seat. What sets you apart from the other two candidates?
I believe that there's many things that set me apart from the other two candidates. The most important is that I have real life experience. I have been a working nurse for my life. I am the past president of the Mass Nurses Association, which is 23,000 nurses statewide. I have been on Beacon Hill. I have advocated for issues. When I talk about healthcare, I've been talking about healthcare since the 1990s when we deregulated hospitals. As the president of the Mass Nurses Association and as an active member, I not only have state experience, I have national experience. I'm the past director of an EPA grant on indoor air quality. I'm a person who was featured on the Nova show, Can These Buildings Make You Sick? The leadership that I have on both the local, state, and national level, I think sets me apart. I think the other issue that sets me apart is the issue of real political courage. In my experience in the town, as the chair of the Needham Board of Health, I co-chaired and co-founded the Coalition on Suicide Prevention. This is work that I am incredibly proud of, not only for myself, but for every member of my community and for the people who served on that committee at the most difficult time in our community, and at a time when other towns would either A, join in a blame game and say that this terrible tragedy of losing 4 adolescents in an 18-month period of time would have to be somebody else's fault. It's the fault of society, the fault of the schools, the fault of something else. This town refused to do that. Neither did we put our heads in the sand like so many other towns would and say we can't talk about this and reinforce the stigma. Our community came together and had worked on that difficult issue. That coalition received a statewide award. It is the model for community coalition building in the state on suicide prevention. The work is sustainable today, and the entire community has been strengthened by that work every single day and across the age continuum.
Why should people vote for you on September 14th?
I would be honored to have the vote of the people of Needham, Dover, and Medfield. And the reason that I believe they should vote for me is that I pledge to them that every single day that I will work on the issues that are their concerns, which are my concerns as well. Those issues around jobs and economic development for our families, for our young adults returning home from college looking for jobs, for healthcare cost containment. what happens in the hospital corridor to the decisions that are made there are influenced by what happens in the Beacon Hill corridors. I believe the people of Needham, Dover, and Medfield need a person who has been involved in direct care. They need a nurse who knows what those decisions mean and can uphold the mission of healthcare, which is about patients and not about profits. And I believe, as a mother in this community who moved here for our public education system, I will always want quality public education for our children. But it's the future of our Commonwealth, and I see that so clearly. I will always work hard, and I will always have the courage to make the decisions, not that is demanded by some interest group on Beacon Hill, but is needed by the people of Needham, Dover, and Medfield.
All right, Denise, thank you so much for being here today. We wish you the best of luck in September.
Thank you, Seth.
And we'll be right back with Joshua Levy.